Buenos días. Es el viernes, son las 12. Hello, everyone. It's Friday and it's 12 o'clock, so it's time for our Community Spanish, last Community Spanish of this week, broadcasting Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12. A couple of reminders before we get into our content for today. First thing is to keep in mind that our first virtual Spanish event is coming up on Tuesday of our new series of Zoom chats. So essentially, it's basically an hour-long conversation you can sign up for. It's very informal. We're just kind of letting anyone who wants to join. You don't have to be an active Rola student to join it, and you can just practice your Spanish skills. There'll be a teacher there to host it, and they can be talking about just kind of getting to know each other in Spanish, asking questions, also talking about different kinds of cultural subjects or news. It's very open-ended. So we've decided to debut this type of event based on our request from students. And so the first one is coming up on Tuesday, October 20th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you'd like to sign up, please feel free to go on over to our website at rolalanguages.com, and you'll click on the Zoom chats tab, and you can see a little bit more information about the program and sign up for there. The cost is $5, so it's pretty hopefully accessible to anyone who might want to practice their Spanish. And again, you don't have to be an active Rola student or any otherwise affiliated with Rola to join it. So it's really open to anyone. Anyone 17 and older, and while we are welcome to all levels, I think you'll be able to participate a little bit better if you do have at least some background in Spanish. But again, it's super open-ended, and we're happy to have everyone who wants to join. The other reminder I wanted to share before we get into the content for today is that the November class schedule is posted. So if you're looking to find a class in November, feel free also to go to our website to check that out, and you can find out all the schedules for the different languages, the different class options, pricing, schedules. It's all there on the website. So feel free to check it out there. Now, without further ado, I'm going to get into the topic for today, continuation in our Repaso or review series, to go over all of the, well, not absolutely all, but at least a good amount of the topics that we've covered in these past few months on Facebook Live lessons. So today we're going to be focusing on extending a little bit further on what we've been doing with ser, and we're going to be practicing the combination of ser with different adjectives, so basically describing people. And so what we're going to be doing today is a translation exercise to practice taking these sentences from English into Spanish. So we have to combine our knowledge of ser also with some vocabulary to remember the different words for these adjectives and make sure that we can make them everything correct in Spanish. So as usual, we're going to do these exercises all together. So feel free to share your comments share their answers in the comments below as we go through the exercise together. And then I will also be posting the answers as I go through them. So if you want to correct or check your work, you're welcome to do that along with me. So let's get into it. So we have our first, again, we're going to be doing these translations from English to Spanish, practicing with ser and practicing with some adjectives, our descriptive words. So for numero uno, we have the sentence, she is blonde and short. Okay, so she is blonde and short. So again, please feel free to post your own answers to these questions, your own translations in the comments below. So, okay, so numero uno, she is blonde and short. So by now we should be very well familiar with the different people in Spanish. So we know she is ella. So ella, and now we need, as we've said, we're practicing with the verb ser, continuing to practice. So we're going to need the right form of ser that goes with ella, which again, hopefully by now it's sunk in that this form is going to be es. Okay, so ella es. Okay, ella es, and then here's where we need our first word of vocabulary with the word blonde. So we have to kind of search the back of your memory, or if you do need a little bit of a reminder about those words, feel free to check out some of the other videos I've done on these adjectives. You can find those also on our website, on the Facebook Live page of our website. That's where you can find a nice video library with all the topics we've done so far and some extra practice worksheets. So if you need a little review on those topics, feel free to check that out too. So going with the word for blonde is rubio or rubia. And as we know, we're describing ella, so we have to choose the feminine form. So ella es rubia with an A ending, and short. So es rubia y, and then here's our second vocab word we need to know is either alto or alta. And again, because it's she, we're going to choose alta, okay, to make it feminine. So ella es rubia y alta. Ella es rubia y alta. Okay, on to número dos. Okay, número dos, they, feminine, are young and beautiful. So again, we have a person, a form of ser, and then we need to, oh, sorry, I realized I swapped the words for número uno, is ella es rubia y baja. Sorry, I gave you the opposite. Ella es rubia y baja. Apologies on that. mistake. Ella es rubia y baja. So she is blonde and short. Okay, now back to número dos. So they are feminine, are young and beautiful. So we need a person, form of ser, and we have two adjectives. So we have to make agree. So número dos. So they, and again, it says here that it's feminine. So we should use ellas, ellas. And then the form of ser that goes with ellas. So we had es before for ella, singular. So now for ellas, plural, we need son. Ellas son. Okay, and then we need young and beautiful. Okay, so the word for young is joven. And now we have to keep in mind here, not only are we dealing with feminine, but also with they, we know that we have to make everything in this sentence plural because they is more than one person. So, ellas son jóvenes y bonitas. Again, so jóvenes, so we're having this, they're adding the es ending onto joven to make it plural, and then bonitas because we need to make it agree with feminine and plural. So we're having bonita with an a and s to make it plural. So ellas son jóvenes y bonitas. And this one, we have joven is a little bit of an irregular adjective in that we have to add es onto the end. Oftentimes in Spanish, if a verb if an adjective ends with a vowel, then we just have to add s, and it's a little simpler. But if it ends in a consonant like joven, then we have to add es to make it sound well when we say it out loud. So, ellas son jóvenes y bonitas. Okay, on to número tres. He is weak and small. He is weak and small. So now we're, instead of ellas we worked with before, now we're going to be working with él. Okay, so él, and just like but this one, while él is a different word than ella, we're going to use the same verb form that goes with ella because they share the same third person singular conjugation. So es, so él es, and then we need weak and small. So weak is débil, débil. Okay, and in this case, we don't have to change anything about débil because this one, débil, is already the form for feminine or masculine, and then singular plural, we'd be choosing between débil and débiles. As you know, él is singular, so there's nothing for us to do. So él es débil, débil, y, and then we need the word for small, pequeño, pequeño. Él es débil y pequeño. Él es débil y pequeño. Okay, número cuatro. You all have long hair. You all have long hair. Now this one is a little bit of a curveball because you notice here, this one is using the verb have versus all the other ones are with to be. So we have, this one is a little bit of a challenge. You have to pay attention as we're doing this one. So you all, as we know, is ustedes for the you all plural. Ustedes, and this, we're going to use the verb to have. And so instead of ser, this is the one exception. All the other ones are going to be using ser, but this one we're using tener. Okay, ustedes. And then with the form of tener goes with ustedes is tienen. And again, if you need a review on the verb tener, I've definitely done a video on that, so feel free to check that out if you need a little bit of review. Ustedes tienen, and then long hair. Tienen pelo or cabello. There's two different words for hair in Spanish. Tienen pelo o tienen cabello, cabello largo, largo. So this one, don't be fooled that largo, which we think, if we look at it, we think it's the English word large, but it's not, it's long. So, ustedes tienen pelo or cabello largo. Okay, número cinco, we're halfway there. They, masculine, are tall and slim. Okay, so they, masculines, before we had ellas for the feminine form in número dos. This one we're using ellos, okay, ellos. And then again, with the same form as we had with ellas for ser, so, ellos son, okay, ellos son, and then tall and slim. So here's where we're going to go back to our word we used earlier with alto, okay. So, and then again, because it's ellos, so we have to be careful here that it's masculine and plural. Ellos son altos, okay. Y, and then we need the word for slim, which is delgado. And again, making sure that it agrees, masculine and plural. So, ellos son altos y delgados. Making sure that if we have ellos, that everything matches with it. So, altos and delgados. Okay, on to número seis. Like I said, we're more than halfway there. Número seis, I am not old. I am not old, okay? I am not old. Yo no soy, with our first negative here, yo no soy old. This one is the word viejo, viejo. Now, in this case, we don't have any context from this English version to know if the I we're describing is feminine or masculine. So there's two potential options. You could say, yo no soy viejo, or yo no soy vieja. So this one, depending on which yo you're describing, it could be masculine or feminine forms. Yo no soy viejo or yo no soy vieja. Okay, muy bien. Okay, on to número 7. We, feminine, aren't fat. So we have nosotras for feminine, nosotras, and then with another negative, so we have to make sure to include no in front of the verb. Nosotras, no, and then the form of ser going with nosotros or nosotras is somos. Nosotras no somos. Okay, and then fat is, the word is gordo, and we think we're describing here nosotras, so it's both feminine and plural, so we have to make sure to keep that in mind. So nosotras no somos gordas. Okay, gordas, to make it agree with nosotras, feminine and plural. Masculine would be gordo, and if it's singular, no es. Okay, no es. Okay, número 8. He is handsome. He is handsome. Okay, so again, we are using he again, which we had in número 3. So él es, and then we have, this is just a tangible vocabulary word here to remember handsome, which is guapo. Okay, guapo. And again, because it's él, so we need the masculine and singular, masculine and singular form. So él es guapo. Okay, excelente. Dos más, 2 more to go. Número 9. He and I are strong. He and I are strong. So he and I, combining both people, so él y yo, and we have to keep in mind here, now when we go to the verb, that when we're saying él y yo, we're combining these two people together, and so that they become we. Okay, so we're not making it a conjugation with él or with yo, but it's actually going to be for nosotros, because he and I together represent nosotros. So él y yo somos, and then we have strong, which is fuerte. So this one, fuerte, is going to be the same for masculine or feminine, both fuerte ending. And then because it's nosotros, we need fuertes to make it agree with the plural. So, sí, muy bien. Él y yo somos fuertes. Nosotros somos fuertes. Okay, uno más, 1 more to go. Número 10. The dogs are big. The dogs are big. Los perros. And los perros we treat just the same as we would for ellos. Okay, because again, we're saying they for the dogs. Los perros son, and then we need for big. This is one of those very basic vocabulary words that pretty much everyone knows, even if you're like a first day Spanish speaker, which is grande, grande. And then we have to make sure that it agrees with los perros. So it should be masculine and plural. So we have with grande, there's nothing we can change in terms of gender because grande is the same for both masculine and feminine, like all of their adjectives that end with the E. But we do need to add the S to make it agree with los perros. So we get los perros son grandes. Los perros son grandes. Muy bien. Okay, so that wraps up this exercise. So I'll be back next on Monday to do our next Community Spanish and our next series of review. So feel free to tune into that Monday at 12 p.m. But in the meantime, I'm going to be posting more exercises up on our website and also links to all the videos we did this week. So if you want to take a review for anything that you saw or pass it on to someone else who you think it might be helpful, feel free to check it out on our website, and you can find all of the videos nicely organized there with the links embedded. So it's very easy to navigate around there and find what you need. So that's all for today. Gracias y adiós.